Hello and welcome to The Positive Shift, a podcast hosted by Simcoe Addiction and Mental Health, where we focus on shifting perspectives on the journey of mental health and addiction recovery. Our goal is to create a safe and supportive space for those who are struggling and to provide guidance, hope, and encouragement. We understand that the road to recovery and self-improvement can be a challenging one. However, it's not something you have to do alone. Whether you are someone who is dealing with mental health and/or addiction, we believe that every story has value and can help others feel seen and heard. Our goal with this podcast is to bring together experts and real-life experiences to provide practical and meaningful insights into the process of healing. We want you to know that you are not defined by your struggles and that there is always a way to move forward. We are here to listen, to support, and to offer a shoulder to lean on as you take the important steps towards a better, more fulfilling life. So let's get started and take this journey together. Before we begin, the content discussed in this episode could be sensitive to our listeners. If you are currently in crisis, please contact Canada's Suicide Prevention Service at 1-833-456-4566 or dial 911. If you are in need of more information, please head over to our website, simcoerehab.ca, and go to our Resources tab to access downloadable PDFs, contacts, and guides. If you're looking for support and wish to seek treatment, you can email us at info@simcoerehab.ca or call today at 1-833-304-8181. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Positive Shift, the podcast where we explore pretty exciting topics in psychology, self-improvement, and personal growth. On today's episode, we're going to get to know the various types of attachment styles. So let's get right into it. Attachment styles are patterns of behavior and emotional responses that develop in early childhood and continue to shape our relationships throughout our lives. Now, understanding your attachment style can definitely provide you with valuable insights into your own personal relationship dynamics. This can also help you develop healthier connections with others and new people you meet. So let's talk a little bit about the history behind attachment styles. Attachment theory was developed by a psychologist named John Bowlby, who suggested our early experiences with caregivers influence the way we form and maintain relationships throughout our lives. Before we dive into what each attachment style is, I do want to mention each one briefly. So there are 4 primary attachment styles: secure, anxious-preoccupied, dismissive-avoidant, and fearful-avoidant. Let's dive into each style and discuss their key characteristics. Starting with secure attachment style. People with a secure attachment style tend to have a positive view of themselves and others. They feel so comfortable with intimacy and are generally able to trust and rely on their partners or others they're close with. They communicate openly and effectively, and their relationships are characterized by mutual respect and support. It's good to note that having this attachment style is a great foundation for healthy relationships. Now, what about the anxious-preoccupied attachment style? The anxious-preoccupied attachment style is characterized by a fear of abandonment. Individuals with this style tend to have a strong desire for closeness and reassurance. Now, people with this style may worry excessively about their relationships, which in turn drives them to seek constant validation and attention from their partners or others they're close with. This attachment style may cause people to become more prone to jealousy and overly dependent. and to become overly dependent. Now let's move on to the dismissive-avoidant attachment style. Individuals with a dismissive-avoidant attachment style tend to be emotionally distant and self-reliant. They often have a fear of intimacy and may prioritize independence over forming deep connections with others. People with this style may struggle with expressing their emotions and may come across as detached in their relationships. And finally, we have the fearful-avoidant attachment style. This attachment style is also known as disorganized attachment. It's characterized by conflicting desires for closeness and distance. People with this style may tend to experience a push-pull dynamic in their relationships. So they may desire emotional connection while also having a fear of getting too close due to their past trauma or negative experiences, therefore leading to emotional and behavioral inconsistencies. So now that we've talked about all 4 attachment styles, let's take a moment to think about our own attachment style and which one sounds like you. Understanding your own style can help shape our life experiences with others in a healthier way. Now, the question is it possible to change our attachment style? Well, the answer to that is, of course. Of course you can. Even though attachment styles can be super duper ingrained, they aren't all set in stone. So through self-awareness, therapy, and personal growth, individuals can develop more secure attachment styles and promote healthier relationship patterns. So for our listeners who want to better understand their own attachment style, what are some practical steps you can take to achieve this? Well, you're all on the right track since you're listening to this podcast. But it's also great to remember that self-reflection is great to practice. It's also important to explore your own patterns of behavior and emotional responses in relationships. But try to recognize any unhealthy patterns and understand their roots. Also, seeking therapy can be extremely helpful in developing a secure attachment style and improving relationship dynamics. So on today's episode, we talked about the 4 main attachment styles and how you can continuously work on improving your style by becoming aware of your own behaviors and emotional responses to your relationships. I also wanted to take the time to thank you all for listening to The Positive Shift. We hope our podcast helps you shift your mindset to a much more positive one episode at a time. Enjoy your day, and we hope to see you all next time.